This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and maybe about 15 others.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being two of the other 15 people in the room. So that just put into perspective of the type of company I was in.
I heard that there's supposed to be some tapes or something that's coming out real soon, and I guess we'll all really know the truth if anything's on those tapes.
Just when you thought the Diddy scandal was the pinnacle of hip-hop controversy, DaBaby drops a bombshell that's shaking the entire industry. In a shocking twist, DaBaby is now pointing fingers at none other than Jay-Z, implying that Hov might be hiding skeletons even darker than Diddy's. With the music world already rocked by the disturbing allegations against Diddy, DaBaby's bold claims are pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. In a recent interview, DaBaby hinted at his own unsettling experiences, revealing eerie encounters at a 2020 Diddy party where things reportedly took a strange turn after hours. He described an exclusive after-party vibe that felt far from glamorous, whispers of manipulation, uncomfortable tension, and being cornered in moments he clearly didn't expect. Though he stopped short of naming names or detailing everything, the look in his eyes said more than words ever could. His unease was real, his body language off, and his message clear. What he witnessed behind closed doors wasn't right. Now, with Jay-Z's name being pulled into the mix and DaBaby alluding to questionable behavior, even involving Beyonce, the industry is holding its breath. The accusations aren't just tabloid talk anymore. They're cracking open a long-standing culture of silence and power games in elite music circles. And with DaBaby stepping up and speaking out, one thing's clear: this storm is just getting started.
He had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
DaBaby didn't just share a story, he dropped a subtle but haunting confession, the kind of account that carries more weight in what's left unsaid. You could hear it in his voice, the hesitation, the careful phrasing, like someone walking on emotional eggshells. He wasn't eager to relive the memory, and that alone was a red flag. This wasn't just a wild night at a celebrity party. It felt like a boundary was being tested. While DaBaby never explicitly said words like assault or coercion, the implication was chilling. What made it even more unsettling? Jay-Z and Beyonce were reportedly present. Jay-Z has long held a reputation as a mastermind in the music industry, strategic, powerful, and deeply embedded in the machine. But now people are asking just how much power he's held and over whom. Beyonce, for all her strength and success, has always appeared filtered through Jay-Z's lens, with fans now questioning the dynamics of their relationship. The age gap, the business hierarchy, the silence. It all feels heavier in light of DaBaby's account. Picture it: a rising star alone at Diddy's infamous mansion, a powerful figure wrapping an arm around him, and one of the most iconic couples in music watching silently from the sidelines. Was it complicity? Ignorance? Something worse? Fans are starting to speak up, pointing out how Beyonce and Jay-Z have always seemed more like business partners than lovers, and how moments like Solange's infamous elevator outburst might have hinted at deeper truths. DaBaby's story isn't just a gossip headline. It's a crack in the foundation of an industry that's protected itself with money, status, and fear. And if someone as bold and unfiltered as DaBaby walked away visibly shaken, you have to wonder how many others are still too scared to speak.
This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he left me to stay in there. Me and maybe about 15 others.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being two of the other 15 people in the room. So that just put into perspective of the type of company I was.
If you thought the Diddy scandal was the peak of music industry corruption, DaBaby is here to warn you, it might just be the tip of the iceberg. His latest comments suggest that Jay-Z could be next in line for serious scrutiny, and he's only scratching the surface. One aspect of Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship that's often glossed over is their 12-year age gap, specifically 12 years and 3 months. Age differences aren't inherently problematic, but when you look at the timing and context of their early interactions, the imbalance is hard to ignore. Beyoncé was barely out of her teens, still finding her solo voice after Destiny's Child, while Jay-Z was already a seasoned industry heavyweight with massive influence and connections. Critics have long speculated that Jay-Z may have begun courting Beyoncé while she was still very young, at a time when the industry was already hypersexualizing her, and she may not have had the experience or agency to fully navigate the power dynamics in play. What once looked like a love story to the public is now, in retrospect, raising red flags. Was it mentorship or manipulation? Did he guide her or gatekeep her? People are beginning to question whether Jay-Z didn't just support Beyoncé's ascent but orchestrated it in a way that benefited him most, professionally and personally. From her image to her business choices, it's been said that Jay-Z had significant control during her formative solo years, and with the music industry's darker side now being pulled into the spotlight, thanks to allegations of exploitation, manipulation, and control, some are wondering whether Beyoncé, despite her status and power now, may have been another young artist caught in a dangerous dynamic that looked like love on the surface but was much more complicated behind the scenes. The fairy tale romance the world celebrated might not be what it seemed. And with DaBaby suggesting Jay-Z's involvement in deeper industry secrets, this narrative is shifting fast. This isn't the first time someone has mentioned Jay-Z pimping out Queen Bey. And with more voices speaking up, it might not be the last.
Sean Carter is worth smarter, patient. He's not sloppy.
Who mechanization is that? Like who hand?
That was all Sean Carter's idea. He's probably the one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
Woo, that whole breakdown reads like a Hollywood meets True Detective deep dive into the dark underbelly of the music industry. It's wild how the dots are starting to connect, from DaBaby's eerily hesitant revelation to Jaguar Wright's relentless warnings, all the way back to Mike Huckabee's left field but oddly prescient critique in 2015. Jay-Z's once untouchable image as the polished mogul and master businessman is starting to get more complicated. And whether you believe it's all smoke and mirrors or there's actual fire behind these allegations, one thing is clear: the illusion of clean power in the entertainment world is cracking. The real question is, if these tapes truly exist, and if names like Jay-Z and Beyoncé are tied up in them even tangentially, how far will people go to keep it all buried? And how much does the public really want to know, especially when the figures involved are so beloved, influential, and deeply intertwined in pop culture history? It's starting to look like we're only at the beginning of a massive unraveling, one where reputations, brands, and entire careers might hang in the balance. Would you want me to help you spin this into a script, blog, or maybe a video narration? This could go deep depending on the direction you want to take it.
Because Diddy Diddy done turned over tapes, allegedly with fathers in some funk out, and the Beyonce child, okay, and the tapes had jizz all over.